Hi, this is Tanya from Love Buddha Tarot, back with the card of today for the weekend of the 10th and 11th of September. Now, we had the cards yesterday on Friday, like I say, the 9th of the 9th. I don't want to keep going on about it, but it was. And the cards today are very similar, I'll just skirt through them because, like I say, it's saying the same old thing. Now for Saturday, the card that we have for Saturday, I don't know if you can see that. This light is really bad there today. Uh, is the Two of Rods. Now, when this card comes in, this means a choice needs to be made as well. It's like the seeds have already been sown with this, but it's saying now is a time for progressing, and for moving forward with this. So it's like that person there is at a crossroads, and they're looking out to see. And it's saying, don't let any insecurities, that are around this, don't let them put you off as well, because they're not justified. This is, again, like I've mentioned before, it's about stepping out of your comfort zone. If we have a look, he's leaving one rod behind there, but he has another one with him. And what he has there is the whole world in his hands, so it's like this is what he is actually this is what he's choosing, the world in his hands. So it's like I say, this is, this little inner voice that's telling him there's flowers around that as well. So it's saying, that it's blessed. And it's like I say, this, it's like he's looking out to sea here as well, and all of them mountains are being sort of left behind, because that actually seems anchored there. So it's like that rod there isn't actually going anywhere, whereas this one is free to move. So there's a lot of fulfillment and comes around this opportunity as well. And if you take this chance, because you may still be like in this quandary, this comfort zone, but it's like we said yesterday, it's the time to go off in search of the fulfillment. And it's like, with this, the world has something bigger and more meaningful. Yet, in order to get this and in order to have that world in his hands, he needs to actually leave something behind. So, like I say, there's a common theme within this. But if you have a look at all of the astrology and everything for September, this is what it's all about. It's all there. So sorry if it sounds like I'm repeating myself, but it is what's there. So this is about him taking this risk as well. And it's like I say, the risk is something new, but it will be worth it. When this card comes in, it's a really, really good card. So it's like this card is saying that every journey starts with a single step, and balance, this balance you will be there when you step out of your comfort zone as well. So it's like really go easy on yourself today as well. Give your mind a break, but trust your intuition. Let go of fear or any confusion around this, because it's like, what's the worst that could happen? But what's the best that can happen? It's like he knows it's time now. That's it. He's not standing looking at the two. He's like, right, okay, this is where I'm going. So that's very similar to, the card of yesterday. Like I say, I'm just skirting around these a little bit because they're all sort of saying the same thing. But the Osho card that I picked for Saturday is this, and I really love the imagery on this, and it's beyond illusion. So when we get this card, it's similar to the judgment in traditional tarot. And judgment, remember, is the wake-up call, the listening to the trumpets of the universe, listening to what they're saying. So like I say, this is sort of like a resurrection, a rebirth, coming alive again. And there's so much symbolism within this card as well. I mean, if we have a look, there's a lot of stars there, and stars, if we remember, are always hopes and dreams, so they may be a little bit blurred there in the background, but they're still there, they haven't gone anywhere. And, the butterfly is a symbol for growth, for happiness, and for transformation as well. And this is what you are being guided to do, to transform, transform into the real you. Now, if we have a look there as well, there's a lotus flower behind the third eye. And this is our spirituality and this is our intuition. But the lotus flower is very strong, and it comes from the darkest, muddiest waters. So it's like whatever challenges you have endured have actually strengthened your intuition and strengthened your spirituality as well, you know. And like I say, it's we've got behind the butterfly, it's like the face of consciousness. Her eyes are shut, she's gone inward, for that which is eternal. And it's like the space between her eyes is opened. This is the pineal gland here. And this is sort of a spiritual unfoldment as well, and the rising of awareness. I always love the butterflies. It's really, really nice. And somebody once said to me that I wish you butterflies. And I thought that was just such a beautiful, beautiful thing to say, because it is such a beautiful statement. Because when you think of a butterfly, okay, it's gone through a process of complete change and transformation. It struggled to leave its cocoon, and even when it thought its life was ending, and it was in a way, the life it had was ending, but by allowing this, by surrendering to this ending, being in the cocoon, it then emerged, and it got the beautiful gift of wings, freedom, grace, and like I say, it could finally show its colors to the world. That's what the butterfly does. So for somebody to say I wish you butterflies, it was just like, oh, I really, really like that. The illusion of this is, like I say, beyond illusion. So when the butterfly emerges, it's like the illusion of what it thought was its life has now gone, and it is now free to live the life that it is meant to. So when this card shows up, it's sort of like an epiphany, like I say, and it's awakening to something that you maybe not have failed to see, but chose not to see in the past as well, and it's like you've heard the voice of the universe and you're actually listening now, so it's a really lovely, lovely card. And it's telling you that you need to live your life in a different way as well, and you need to be true to yourself and your needs. So it's like there's this opening up this possibility to lead a more fulfilling life, which serves you so much better. And it's like you've reviewed and evaluated on the past, and you've learned from them as well, so it's like, don't forget the past. The past has been very valuable. It's got you to where you are now, but it's your future that will enhance that, and you will continue your growth as well. So it's like, unburden yourself from the past, send peace and love back to the past, because that is what you're taking with you in your future as well. So this is a card of harmony coming in, and you feeling so much better. Like I say, getting out of that cocoon isn't an easy task, but once you're out of it, it's like you can feel the freedom, you can spread your wings, and there's a newfound clarity comes with this as well. So when this card comes in, like the Two of Rods next to it, it does talk about making this decision, in order to do this, which could be quite hard, but it's like, it is essential. If you never do anything else again in your life, it is essential. And it's time to clear up any unfinished business, tie up loose ends and move on, and with the knowledge as well that you have been brave enough to make this stand. When we do something, that when we take back our power, it's not about gloating, but it's actually giving us belief back in ourselves as well. So it's like, like I say, forgive the past, bless the past, and that is very important to do before you actually close the door, and this is like, it's like you're closing the door, which should have been done quite a long time ago as well. So it's like facing this head on, and there's stopping the clinging. So it's not looking, it's looking within, this is what this card is in, and when we look external, there's often opinions and judgments. That's bad, that's good, you're doing right, you're doing wrong, whatever. This is going within, and like I say, this is where your real answers are. So drop your opinionated mind and move inside, but drop anybody else's opinionated mind as well, because it's, like I say, it's what's going on inside there. So when you can relax into your deepest truth, this is where the difference between dreams and reality are, and the answers are within you. You know that, you know. So it's take time just in stillness to listen to them, you know, because there's been a lot of challenges, I feel, in recent times, and this is saying that there's rest from them now, you know. There are others around, maybe around you, who have experienced similar as well, and you know, please let them help you, because you know they will be able to heal you, and let them guide you as well, because with this card, it's always like, you know, that you deserve better than what you have had. So it's about having the courage to make this decision. Uh, Decisions are not always easy like this, but they are always worth it, you know. What Osho says about this card is, this is the only distinction between the dream and the real. Reality allows you to doubt, and the dream does not allow you to doubt. So it's like, you know, reality, your ego head, you know, your ego world will allow you to sort of ponder over this decision. Am I doing the right thing? Am I whatever? Once you go internal, you know, and once you focus on your dreams will be saying, yeah, come after me, you know. So that's it. It's about going internal, making your decision, and, you know, knowing that this is your deepest truth, you know, and standing in that, and standing proud in that as well. So that is Saturdays, which are quite nice cards. Like I say, they've all got, I just looked there, it was 11:11 again. So, you know, they're nice cards then. Now, when I pulled the cards for Sunday, I pulled a tarot card, and then another one fell out. So there's two tarot cards, and there's one Osho card as well. So the first tarot card, again, very similar to what we've been going on about, and it's the Five of Swords, okay? And it's like I say, it's cloudy, it's dark, it's not the nicest of cards, this. And this card talks about its battles and its conflicts, you know, and the image shows it's like a battlefield here. And there's no winners and no losers. There's never going to be. What is happening here is just both sides are getting hurt all the time. So what this card is saying to you, you know, is you need to draw a line under the situation, you know, because this situation is causing anguish to all involved, you know, and it's not worth fighting for, you know, it's not worth putting your energy on, you know. So it's like, you have tried, you know, you have battled with this, you have put everything into it. I mean, if we have a look at these crosses look like these swords look like crosses. Now these crosses look like swords. These swords look like crosses. So this says that, you know, you've put the effort in, you've been asking for guidance, you've tried, you know. But what I've also just got there is, often that cross, if that cross was stood up, that's usually what's on a grave, isn't it? So it's like, you know, rest in peace. And this is like, sorry, and rest in peace. And this is, you know, this is usually what's put on a gravestone, and that's when something has died. And that is what it's saying here, you know. It's like something is over, you know. And what you've done is you've tried and tried and tried, but you are getting hurt in the process as well, you know, and so are other people. And this is like, it's time to truly let go of it, you know. You've got to be true to yourself, and it's your happiness and peace of mind which is important here as well. So this card is telling you to look at what is working in your life, and look at what isn't. Look at what makes you feel good, and look at what doesn't, you know. And anything that is causing you stress or grief or anguish, it's time now just to lay it to rest, you know. There is a sadness linked with this as well, but if it was going to work, it would have worked by now, you know. Everything that has been done has been done with it, you know. So take the blessing that comes from this, and that is by freeing yourself from something that no longer serves you. There's a quote in a book, Return to Love, by Marianne Williamson, which is such a beautiful book. And it's funny because the next card that's coming out actually alerted me to that book. But there's a quote within that book, and it says, "It takes courage to endure the sharp pains of self-discovery rather than choose to take the dull pain of unconsciousness that would last the rest of our lives." And this is what this card is saying, you know. Them grey clouds aren't moving, you know. Like I say, both people are being hurt, and it's time to put the swords down and stop fighting. You know, this came out in yesterday's cards as well. you know, it's not about who's going to win or who's going to lose. It's about stopping the fight so that the pain between everybody involved is, you know, it's like a ceasefire. You know, that's it. You know, weapons down and just walking away, you know. So like I say, not really that pleasant a card, but it's an essential card, you know. Now, what is promising and what I liked about this is, like I say, a second card just basically flew out. And it's the Empress. Now, this is it's such a beautiful card, and I really feel this is coming after sort of the struggle with this, because when the Empress shows up in a reading, the Empress is like, it's like the smiling face of encouragement, you know, and like the warm embrace of comfort. So whatever is going on at the moment, you know, with the Empress appearing, this is saying that you will receive the support and help that you require as well, because the Empress herself is, it always brings a lovely comfort with it, you know, and lots of encouragement. So it's like, you know, it's behind you, you know. So you need to allow this into your life as well. I mean, when we, you know, they say that the Empress is love, and when we get a hug from the Empress, you know, it makes you feel so good, because the Empress brings a lot of love with her as well. You know, like I say, she is love, and if you cut her in half, it would probably be rolled through her like a stick of rock as well. She brings love, she brings success, you know, and knowing that that is there just makes the world a less scary place. It's like, it's you know, she's connected to Mother Nature, and we all know that, you know, when something is going wrong, we want our mothers, we want our moms, you know, and just knowing that they're there gives us that sense of security. We know that the love is unconditional from them, you know, so it's a real lovely place to be. So it's like I say, you know, whatever is going on, you have this encouragement and this love there as well, you know. And it's like when the Empress is there, it's like the world is a less scary place as well. But what the Empress also says as well, it's something new, it's the birth of something. Now, this is what all of the astrological stuff has been saying about this month. Something ends for something to begin. It's like the life cycle, you know. So there's a birth within this. And it's like, you know, it's the Empress is bringing kindness, you know. The Empress is very, very kind, you know. There's a lot of protection coming in through this card as well. Now, if you think, like I say, the Empress, if you think of sort of animals in the wild, the female ones, you know, they will fight and protect their young, and this is what the Empress does. If the Empress loves you, she will fight and, you know, and protect you and make sure that you are safe, you know, because there's a real warmness and there's a devotion comes through as well. There's, when the Empress shows up, it means that there's pleasure coming, there's love coming, there's comfort, and there's also a love of life as well, you know. She is so connected to Mother Earth, you know, and she's just connected to nature, you know. And whenever I say this card, I usually say, go and stand barefoot outside, you know, go and do that, because this is, you know, this is where we feel our nurture as well. So the Empress brings a lot of reassurance that everything will be okay as well. Now, if you're female, what this is saying is let your femininity shine through today, you know. And you know, a lot of times we think we have to be strong, we have to have the world on our shoulders as well, but being feminine also allows you to be vulnerable as well, you know. So you're allowed to show that vulnerable side. Something, you're not superwoman, no matter how much you think you are. If you are male, you know, knowing that you have the Empress in your life and knowing that you have the Empress's love in your life can make you feel 10 foot tall, because this is what the Empress does. The Empress wants to elevate you, you know, so that you can be the best that you can be, you know. So like I say, this is like, when this card comes in, it's also saying that the universe is about to intervene in your life as well, you know, and it's sort of going to give you a glimpse of a miracle. Now, we know that a miracle, you know, is often said to be when we choose the path to love. And this is what came in with this card. I got Return to Love, which is the Marianne Williamson book, which is based on the Course of Miracles, which talks about the miracles. So it all goes round in a circle, you know. So this is like, whatever you have been praying for, whatever your dream is there, you know, that you have been sort of focusing on or something like that, know that it is coming here, because like I say, when this card comes in, there are blessings beyond measure. You know, this isn't just like half-assed a little bit, right? Okay, you're going to get a little bit of that. This is like bang, you know, you're going to hit the jackpot sort of thing. So with this, it's like, you know, you may know or you may not know, you know, who it is that brings all this good fortune. But you know, the care and the nurturing and the love and the pleasure and all of this that comes with this card is no accident. You know, it's sort of like your reward for what you have endured as well, you know. So it's like, as much as it may seem hard to you, and much as it may seem hard to fathom, it's like, now things are going to work out in your favor, you know. So it is now your time to feel blessed, feel loved, and to feel nurtured as well. And what this card is saying as well is, please know that you are worthy of receiving this love and embrace as well, and accept it when it comes, because it is an absolute gift, you know. So this card is saying, like, know that you are loved, you know, that's it. Know that, because, you know, when the Empress says it and gives it, you know, it is never done flippantly, you know. So this card, it's a very creative card as well. I mean, if we have a look, we've got the river here. The river's just flowing. We have the heart there, you know, which is sort of like a shield, but it's still Venus. It's still there. It's on show. You know, we have, you know, she's got the stars above her head. She's just totally connected, and we have all of this lush greenery around as well. So when this card comes in, it's know that you are like worthy of this as well, because there's a new, it's like you are creating the life. You are the painter of your own life, you know. So get your paint boxes out and start adding to what you want as well, you know. Start painting it in this picture of your mind, because like I say, this is very creative. And you know, there's a beauty in your life as well. So this is really, get in touch with your senses here. Get in touch with sensuality. You know, your taste, your touch, your sound, your smell, your sight. There's been that long that I feel everything has been that much in your head that it's sort of like you have lost your taste for things, you know. So this is a time to like draw on all of these amazing things that are out there, you know. Like I say, the sights, the smells, the touches, you know, it's all getting these feelings. It's like getting a real touch of the feels, I think there. And this is when you will experience pleasure and deep fulfillment, you know. Marianne Williamson, when I've mentioned the return to love, what she says, one of the quotes within that is, love is to people what water is to plants. So if we think of plants without water, they dry up, they shrivel, you know, they're not good. As soon as we give them water, they stand tall, you know, they grow, they become more colourful. And this is what happens when you are receiving love. When you are given true unconditional love, this is what happens to you. You start to stand tall, your colours become brighter, your aura becomes brighter, you know, and you actually start to stand in your own power. People grow with love, and people shrink when they are not given it, you know. So like I say, an absolutely beautiful card, this one coming in after that. So it's like, don't worry, you know, everything is going to be okay. Now the last one, and I'll just go through this quickly because like I say, these videos are getting longer and longer all the time. So the Osho card that comes with these, I really like it. We've had this out before, and this is the card of courage. Now, it's funny that I've just said there that love is to people like water is to plants, because this is a little plant. And what this has done is, this is like the contrast of the flower against the rock. And it's like, it's growing out of something that has been closed off and hostile, but it's beautiful. And what is... this card always brings, like, it's a lot of hope, and it's sort of magic. It's like nature's magic, you know. The Empress tunes into nature's magic. That is why the magic appears. And this is about magic, about not giving in and actually just pushing through, even though it's been so hard. I mean, if you think that started out as a tiny little seed in the dark, and it's pushed through all of these solid rocks and all of this opposition that is there, you know. So this is saying that it's like, you know, this is courage and living in courage. And this is saying that it's like, when we are faced with a difficult situation, we have a choice. We can either get resentful, or we can learn from them, learn from these hardships, and we can grow. And this is what's happened. And like I say, it's this card is filled with a lot of green, and green is always connected to our heart chakra. So it's no matter what we have endured, our heart is still strong. I mean, to push through that. And then we have the yellow as well, and this is our personal power. So using our solar plexus and our heart together, has actually made us stronger than any rocks or anything that were trying to hold us back. So it's urging you as well to keep your heart open. Like you say, with the Empress, this is all about being open to receive love as well, because this is when you will feel nourished, and this is when you will feel good. When you will grow. I mean, a lot of times when we have been hurt, we try to cut our heart off as a form of protection, but by opening our heart, this is how we can heal. There was, what was it that came in with yesterday's card, and it was something, the truth will get you where you want to be, but love will heal you when you get there. So these cards are all tying in. There's a story within tarot. You read the story of what's happening, and these are sort of unfold nicely, because with this, like I say, it's all about green, it's all about love. With the Empress is exactly the same, so it's taken that path. It's the return to love, because that's what we were, that's what we were born as. This is who we are, this is our initial essence. So it's actually returning to do that, and the ability to love is the strongest force that we have. And to get love, we also need to give it as well, but we also need to give it to ourselves, and everybody else that we encounter on our journey as well. If you give out love, you get so much of it back as well. And love is what makes us strong, and love, when we have love in our hearts, that's when we can conquer anything. So there's ends, there's definitely ends, but I really feel that rather than the sadness or anything like that, it's the beginnings that are needing to focus on. It's like the ends might be happening now, but I feel the ends happened. It's like the grief has already, you have already grieved, so it's going to make that transition easier. But just know that love is there. Love is there waiting for you. The love of the universe, the love, like I say, the Empress is coming in, the love of that flower, the self-love, this is it. It's, the path to love, and this is when miracles actually happen. So it's been a funny old week. I mean, we're not even into the second week in September yet, and it's absolutely crazy. But it's a lovely feeling. So it's like, let love in. I feel that's just come through there. Let love in this weekend. There is going to be some issues, but it's like, make this decision and draw a line under the sand, because it's done now. It's futile carrying on, and it's just wasting energy by fighting. Okay, so have a fabulous weekend, and I will see you next week for the cards of today. Sat Nam.